Everyone thinks turning on a VPN makes them completely invisible online. But that's not always true. There are publicly available tools that security professionals and investigators can use to examine IP addresses, browser information, email data, network traffic, and other digital traces. This video is for privacy awareness. Test these tools only on yourself, your own devices, or systems you are authorized to examine. Using them to track someone without permission can be illegal. The goal is simple: understand what information your own setup may reveal. Let's begin. Tool number 1, MXToolbox Email Header Analyzer. The first tool is MXToolbox Email Header Analyzer. Every email contains hidden header information. It can include server addresses, timestamps, and details about the route the message took before reaching its destination. Most email apps hide these details, but the original email source still contains them. Depending on the provider and configuration, an originating IP address may also appear. This is why raw email headers can be useful during legitimate investigations. If investigators receive a suspicious message, they can obtain the original source and analyze its technical information. MXToolbox makes this easier. Paste the raw email source into the analyzer and it separates the IP addresses and routing information found in the header. It can also provide geographic information related to those addresses. Keep in mind that modern email services don't always expose a sender's real IP. For privacy testing, examine emails you've sent yourself and see what information your provider exposes. Tool number 2, Grabify. Number 2 is Grabify. Grabify uses tracked links. A normal URL can be converted into a tracking link. When someone opens it, information about the connection can be recorded. Depending on the browser and device, this can include an IP address, approximate location, ISP, device type, operating system, and browser information. Similar link-based techniques can be used in legitimate investigations to determine when a controlled resource has been accessed. The privacy lesson is simple: don't automatically trust unexpected links. Even a harmless-looking URL can reveal connection information when opened. Browser behavior is also important because certain browser technologies may expose networking information that a user assumes a VPN is hiding. The safest way to understand this is to test the technique on your own device. Tool number 3, BrowserLeaks. Number 3 is BrowserLeaks. BrowserLeaks checks information that your browser may expose. One important technology is WebRTC, which supports real-time communication, video calls, file sharing, and peer-to-peer connections. Because WebRTC needs networking information, certain configurations can create privacy issues by exposing IP-related details. Open BrowserLeaks while your VPN is active and check the results. If information from your normal connection appears, investigate your configuration. However, an address shown by the test does not automatically mean your VPN has completely failed. Browser, operating system, and VPN settings can all affect the result. The important part is knowing what your own browser reveals. Tool number 4, ExifTool. Number 4 is ExifTool. This tool reads metadata stored inside files. Photos can contain information such as the camera or phone model, software, timestamps, and sometimes GPS coordinates. That means an image could reveal where it was taken even when the location isn't mentioned anywhere in the visible picture. ExifTool lets you inspect that information. Documents can contain metadata too, including author details, software information, timestamps, and organization data. This can provide useful clues during legitimate digital investigations. For privacy, check your files before sharing them. If they contain information you don't want to reveal, remove the metadata first. Tool number 5, Wireshark. Number 5 is Wireshark. Wireshark is a network protocol analyzer that works at the packet level. In an authorized environment, it can show source and destination addresses, protocols, timing, traffic volume, and other network details. Security teams use it for monitoring, troubleshooting, incident response, and network forensics. Wireshark can also help when testing VPN connections. It can show the VPN connection and traffic patterns, and it can help identify traffic that accidentally leaves the VPN tunnel. A properly encrypted VPN doesn't become readable simply because Wireshark is running.
Once an IP address is known, IPinfo can provide context about it. A lookup can show approximate location, ISP, carrier, ASN, organization, hostname, and whether the address appears to belong to residential or data center infrastructure. It can also identify addresses associated with VPN and proxy networks. This is useful because an IP address alone doesn't identify a person. For example, an address may belong to a normal ISP, a cloud provider, a hosting company, or a commercial VPN. Also remember that IP geolocation is an estimate, not an exact physical location. Identifying a VPN address does not automatically reveal the person using it. Further identification would require appropriate legal procedures where applicable. Tool number 7, SecurityTrails number 7 is SecurityTrails. SecurityTrails focuses on historical DNS and infrastructure information. Instead of checking only the IP address a domain uses today, it can show information about infrastructure the domain used previously. This matters because websites and servers change over time. A domain may once point directly to a server and later move behind a service such as Cloudflare. Current DNS records may show only the newer setup, while historical records can reveal what existed before. This makes historical DNS useful for legitimate security research and infrastructure investigations. Older IP addresses, previous hosting providers, and past DNS records can sometimes provide information that is no longer visible today. The privacy lesson is important. Changing something now doesn't necessarily erase its historical records. Tool number 8, Shodan, and finally, number 8 is Shodan. Shodan is a search engine for internet-connected devices and services. It can index information about servers, routers, cameras, IoT devices, industrial systems, and other systems exposed to the public internet. Searches can use IP addresses, network ranges, services, software versions, and locations. For authorized security testing, this can help an organization understand what of its own infrastructure is publicly visible. Shodan also provides historical scan information. For example, older scan records may show what services were exposed by an IP address at an earlier point in time. You can also search your own public IP to see what information is visible. If a device or service shouldn't be exposed, investigate it and secure it. The goal is to discover your own exposure before someone else does. Final thoughts. So those were the 8 tools. MXToolbox for email headers. Grabify for tracked links. BrowserLeaks for browser privacy checks. ExifTool for file metadata. Wireshark for packet analysis. IPinfo for IP intelligence. SecurityTrails for historical DNS information. And Shodan for publicly visible internet-connected systems. The main lesson is that a VPN alone doesn't guarantee complete anonymity. Your email, browser, files, network traffic, DNS history, and publicly exposed services can all reveal different pieces of information. That's why you should test your own setup instead of simply trusting one privacy tool. Check your browser. Inspect your files. Review your public-facing services. And understand what information your digital footprint reveals. Use these techniques only on systems you own or are authorized to test. If this video helped you understand online privacy, like the video and subscribe for more